I want to get in this. I just want to say, I found my peeps. Okay.
Woo! We're a
I'm
random
just
gang
saying,
of animals.
we're rocking the animal hat.
Random gang of animals. We got a polar bear, a buffalo, and I'm not sure what you are.
I'm a reindeer.
You're a reindeer.
It's a reindeer.
You're an octopus.
Not
no,
psychedelic octopus.
no,
It's a cupcake.
it's more of a squid than an
Cupcake.
octopus.
Really?
I see more squid there than
Okay,
octopus.
so we need to get a vote. Come here, right in this way.
Come on.
What are you? What are you?
What is he?
Okay,
I'm not
so
sure what he is. but
live
he is-
call-in, viewers. What is that? Wait. Okay. So I have a chat button, so I could actually find out. I think
what
I
you
don't know.
are.
Let's figure this
What
out.
is that? Do we know?
Is a squid? Is it
What kind of
octopus?
critter?
It's some kind of.
Is it an animal?
Is this on my
Or
number?
is it abstract? Okay. What is that? Because I totally screwed it up.
Yak or a buffalo?
It is a
It's a
buffalo.
yakalo.
It's a yakalo.
Jackalope.
Right on. And
And I'm just a polar bear.
I'm just a polar bear. All
I'm
right.
just a polar bear.
So is
It's
that
the
the
poll.
roll call? Is that we'll call this segment what animals are at Occupy today, and or other. We don't know about you yet. You might be
alien.
you might be plant life.
You are plant life. That's what you are.
That could be an amoeba of some kind.
Yeah?
Yes.
It's a brain
Okay.
sucker.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Starving to
Well,
death.
you know, it's actually no. It's a good sign that it's still on you. I know we could put that on some people. It would go right down to someone else. Yeah, just fall off. Right on. Okay. Oh, I know another one.
Oh yeah, we got another critter over there according to my AMPN.
And then they got arrested.
Right there. Be nameless. He's a nameless because he's combed out his hair. It's a new look and it's awesome. It is awesome. You can't. Mario, we got in the morning. We definitely filmed Mario in the morning. I wish in fact, if he came down, I would start out every day with Mario's hair. 'Cause you can't handle the hair. Hey guys, I want to say hi.
What's up?
Hey, there's Josh. If you see Josh's interview, it's mostly me talking, which is embarrassing. But when he does talk, it's very interesting. And the conversation was interesting. But I was embarrassed when I realized what you go through. Anyway, what are you guys doing? Hanging out.
We're occupying.
Say hello. Hello. I used to have the chat working for a moment, and I could see if anybody typed. And I think it's on, and we don't have any typists at the moment, but you just got some love, whoever you are. All right, so oh, we got our blanket back. This came from Joy, and we were using it. It's very cool. This is a good night, you guys. Very good night. Thank you for the food. I just got it was one of Angela's friends, but he didn't know her by name. But I just want to say, I'm taking this one. This was left, so I need it. I will have it. Delicious. Thank you. And also some pepper. See, I live next to Penzeys Spices, and I can't afford anything in that store, so this is awesome. But if you were to say come down right now, there's more pepper. We have all sorts of stuff here. Security asked me to move it, and I said, hey, can you wait? Because if you wait, maybe I won't look like such a tool, because I've already asked people to clean up stuff. I don't want to be too much of a den mother, you know, I mean, come on. But we do have an agreement with City Hall to actually obey more rules than the general public. Like, for example, not eating here. I think the general public could eat here, but we don't because, well, party, big mess, 24/7 occupation, adds up. So we just don't eat on the portico or whatever you call this space. Anyway, we had an article here left up here, and we'll probably have space for people to leave news. Wouldn't it be cool if we just had like a little file on the side and you could put it in a slip cover and everybody could read it, like the library? Oh, like a miniature library. I remember the Occupy library. Oh, we could have a little tiny one. See, we've got a tiny little everything in here. We're gonna keep doing that. Like we've got a tiny little version of the info, you know, and so it would be nice to have. Oh, and we have a tiny little version of Rumors, because I'm Rumors and I serve fair trade or organic coffee or both, depending on what I can get. Today I did an experiment and I used a Cascade Pride. I don't know anything about Cascade Pride. This is the coffee pot. Thank you, Angela, for bringing us an air pot. And then in here is the I have a big container full of a condensed coffee, I guess. I brew it really strong and then I add hot water and we keep it hot all night. And I just talked to Rumor's beloved Sunshine, and she's going to help us out by coming on the mornings when I've been here with my coffee to bring more hot water. And if I were to provide the beans or the grounds, she would brew us coffee for the morning. So I really appreciate the support. It's been just me for several days. I would say I've brewed coffee a gallon or two at a time for maybe 40 or 50 different times. So it was really cool when she said that. Anyway, oh, here's something new. I did this. Everyone can do this. Because look at that. Across the street. It's full of flowers and they're beautiful. So if you want to come down here and decorate, we love that. That's just beautiful. I really want to say, you know, I hope that we connect with some of the other occupations, especially the ones that get taken down and taken down and taken down, and they keep popping up and keep trying on those hard days. Because we've had hard times, but somehow this micro occupation, which is now looking pretty big because we've consistently had over 10 people now, like 16, 20 people recently, because we are becoming known around the city. We're becoming referred to. That's awesome. People who not only want to sleep undisturbed and be with other people and be safe, but also make a statement that we don't feel like hiding in the dark. When I say we, you know, I have a house, I have housing, and I don't want to have my friends who don't be alone out here. That is really disturbing, especially when they're my heroes, because they're what made the camp really exist. Are the people who could put down their tent, and I serve those folks, and some of them just had no place to go after that. And we need another place for people to live who don't want to be in the same system as the first and last month's rent, and then we'll just throw you out whenever we want. I mean, this is a better way to me. And in fact, my husband and I want a yurt, because if we were to get a different apartment, for all the money that we would have to put first and last month's rent, deposit, it might be easier to rent cruddy land and try to build a yurt. How soon could I get myself up out of really bad spot with a tent and no water? How fast could I make myself live comfortably in a decent life on a yurt? It'd be awesome. Anyway, alrighty. I would love yurt people who know about yurts, building yurts, living in them. Colonel knows a lot about living
I know, right?
well outdoors, how to take care of oneself, how to have a campground. So he and I have been talking. Anyway, here's lettuce. Delicious looking lettuce. That is really healthy. Look at that. Oh man, you can't see. Can't see. It's the Better Together garden at City Hall. People had better harvest this. If I see another crop out here just go bolting with nobody eating it, I'm really gonna file a complaint because I can't believe how much food is just torn out of here uneaten after we mention it. So anyway, that's so symbolic, isn't it? But one more time, we'll give him a chance. Harvest that lettuce.
My God. Bro, I got it, dude.
Those things are fascinating, those machines. The cigarette rolling machine. That would be an action shot. So have you heard any news lately? Anything of interest? Were you at the event today? You know, against police brutality.
I'm trying to.
Didn't know about it. I forgot.
Dude, why is the aggression? Everybody is like,
Because the cops
I thought I was looking at the signs. I'm turning. I gave you time to run away. Yeah,
the cops come out at
I don't
night.
find out about things because I
Cops come
don't
out
go
at
online
night.
much, and I'm asleep
The
when I'm not
cops come
here,
out at night.
or I'm working on non-GMO stuff. So,
Hut one, hut two,
but it's pretty cool.
hut, 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 hut.
Hut one, hut two, hut three, hut. Old dirty bastard, live in a little cut. Alright, so.
You guys are making such a big mess. So, yeah, the signs were
How you
impressive.
like me now?
Did you see the
Don't
signs
miss
that are
the
out here?
step.
On the, yeah, take a little tour. When you look on the other side of those chairs, I went through them. They're gorgeous. They have a very clear message. It's really good. Well done. Here's the famous chess. Nameless, you're the.
Oh, hell no.
If
Somebody gotta give my lighter
if people
back.
want to play you chess, they can come down here. Is that true?
Brown, doo-doo brown.
He's thinking. I'm sorry. He said yes. That'd be a good chess game. Let me see here. Oh, okay, that's how you tell the chat's on. It's not working, but
It's like this,
Good
and
deal.
it's like this, and it's like that, yeah.
What's up with that? What's he, my best friend, Robert. Nameless.
Oh, cut. Now we know.
Good job, Nameless. Only if everybody knew that, though.
It is very, very mellow.
So, we just let live stream know that. That's cool. No.
I remember when he came up with that. So I'm grandfathered in to the name, right? Because I remember when he came up with Nameless, the day of the name badge that was blank. Hello, my name is blank. Do you remember that? That was a long time ago. That was like Black Friday. And he had the badge handing out the hello, my name is, and it just said nothing. Love that. How many people do we have out here? And this was after an event. There was going to be a sleepover, but it's really no different than it was a couple days ago. I mean, it's just a normal number of people now, just about. A lot. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, we probably have 20 people. But what's amazing to me is that's becoming the, 10 or 20 people is becoming the norm instead of 2, or on a really hot day, 6. Hot meaning like lots of people, not hot.
Also the past
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, this last week. But it's partly because people have heard about this as being a safe haven.
There's no going back on that.
Which
That one you don't go back on. You don't want to take a
through
chance.
being referred,
So it's been
and
just kinda
people
weird.
talking
I
at
had-
Union
I had-
Station,
I've had-
and people
I've had
talking at
calls and stuff.
R2D2, like
It's been 20.
pretty amazing.
Lost track.
And what a statement would that be if the city just all just crouched on the city hall's doorstep and said, we want to sleep here because it's safe.
Hey, in Eugene they have a federal park that they're occupying as of a few days ago. And some
Yeah?
guy told me they have a carport in there, and it stays there 24 hours a day, and people sleep, rest under the carport.
And how this is a federal park with a carport.
That people put a carport into.
Right.
Oh, they put it in there. Okay. So how is that? How are they getting away with that without Homeland coming in and knocking it over?
Right.
It's the evolution of consciousness. Homeland's on our side now, as of a few days ago.
What? What did you mean? You made me all excited.
I know.
What? What? No. True.
Story.
True story. Really? Okay. Josh, can you tell me more about that in the light? Because that sounds like you're not messing with me, and I'm going to get my food, and I'm going to hear what you're talking about. I don't know if everyone knows this. Sorry about the blur and the horrible thing, but we're just going to go over into the light, and I'm going to grab my food. I'm starving. Come here, Josh, in the hot seat. Okay, so that pillar is kind of where the interviews go. Yeah, awesome. And for you, we'll come up a little closer because I want to be able to hear you. All right. So you're saying that this is more than they haven't gotten around to it yet, as far as tearing it down. You're saying that there's some kind of change with Homeland? Or are you kidding?
I don't know. It seems like a change. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They're. I just heard a little bit about it from this one guy named Sweet, who was coming from Eugene, and he's getting on the bus to Chicago.
So you said that they're on our side, as far as being able to occupy in Eugene. Do you think Homeland Security
And
has
they
had a
don't
change?
mind apparently sleeping in Harry Shrunk Plaza very much either.
Oh, you mean in the plaza or on the outside across the street?
Oh well, I mean in the park, Terry, under the tree there.
Under the tree, right. So, what do you think's going on in Eugene that they're not? How long have they been there? 3 days or something like that? Or short?
Yeah, maybe 3 days, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that.
Okay. So they're sleeping in a carport, but one that they brought in. So you mean just like, basically like an awning type of a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of similar to what we had.
Until it disappeared, right? That's what I was telling the guy that it's kind of similar deal. They got it, right? Didn't stop happening due to somebody trying to stop you. It's just that
Did Troy get it
got
back
taken.
to us?
Oh, it did. That happened, right? Over there. I don't know. Yeah, I forgot.
I think he was going to go get it. We'll have to follow up with him because it would be nice to continue to do what we've been doing with that action instead of just the one.
Well, yeah, if it rains.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll ask him for that back. Getting out to northwest, way out there, if that's where they took it, is pain. Can't exactly take a bus. We drove there and it took a long time in that industrial area where the police take our tents and so forth. Okay, so you said evolution of consciousness. Do you believe that, or you just think that they are maybe not having the budget this week to go bother us in every city? What do you think? You think Homeland is gonna back down from the kind of smaller, occupied?
I don't know. I mean, yeah. Why not? Seems to
Well,
be
that's
happening.
something that you have talked about, evolution of consciousness. That's what you're trying to, I mean, that's what you'd like to see, is a change, not just, I mean, something pretty big, a transformation, right? Do you think that we are in that process? Have you seen signs? What other signs?
What other signs? Synchronicities? Right?
Like what?
Weird coincidences. A guy a few minutes ago had a Coke can just like this, Coke bottle just like this, except bigger.
And you can have these kinds of discussions if you go on PDXGA and go to the 2012 Novelty Acceleration, except, or your Twitter, which is Josh Maurice, Maurice, on Twitter. And actually, it's not these kinds of conversations, because I don't think a guy had a bigger Coke bottle, but just like this otherwise, is actually what you're talking about on your blogs. But
One of them's called Synchronicities and Social Graph something.
yeah, so have you listed some of these synchronicities that you've observed, or you just describe the idea?
Yeah. I used to call that. I used to call that the Synchronicity blog, and I just changed the names to wrote about other things too.
Okay, so it's called now what?
It's
Synchronicities?
this long name that starts with Synchronicities. It's linked to from the Twitter page.
Okay. So.
And if you go back through all my tweets, I list synchronicities.
Oh, you do?
Sometimes I put the synchronicity hashtag by it.
Okay.
But
So I could actually hashtag
yeah,
your.
well,
I mean, I could do a search, or I just go back through.
yeah.
Because if I hashtag synchronicity, I'm probably going to get a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Well, probably interesting stuff.
Yeah, it would be. Could be. Another hashtag that would be interesting is probably 2012.
Yeah.
From long ago. The idea of a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So I look around at everybody who has been, maybe folks who always talk about the end of the world, or the beginning of the next world, or the collapse of our civilization, and the rise of fascism, or the people taking back their government. Just all these incredible events that a lot of people say is happening now, and another year passes, and another year passes, and another year passes. And I saw a lady just going on and on and on about Revelation, and she's probably, possibly been doing this for years. But I do not snicker to myself. I never really snickered, but I don't look at people and write them off when they talk about the incredible thing that's happening right now. Whereas before I was just like, okay, that's their deal. Now I'm like, okay, more and more people, in all states of minds and all frames of reference, more and more people seem to be talking about not because it's 2012 and they look at the Mayan calendar, but because they're feeling it. They're feeling something big is happening. Even if they're not really aware at all of Occupy or, some of our belief about, transformation needing to happen right now. I think the urgency is something that we share, as a movement for a lot of us. But it seems like a lot of people are getting that kind of feeling. Another thing is people were drawn to Portland. How many people do you know who felt drawn to Portland? I've heard several stories, Joe Benny was one. I know Tequila was one, but I've heard many of my friends mention that they just basically threw a dart at a map, or something happened where they just kind of picked Portland and had a feeling and came here, But so, I mean, everybody likes to put themselves at the center of the universe, but I also heard Dr. Vandana Shiva, tell a friend that Oregon was where the movement would begin for this food sovereignty, that it would be spark, really take off. And I'm hoping that's the truth, But that was very inspiring to those people. And she's not the kind of person who says, hello, Cleveland, you're my favorite. Hello, Portland, you're my favorite. But she said that this was where it's happening. Well, the food movement is integral with all sorts of other, I guess, anti-industrial machine kind of stuff, So maybe on a larger scale, Portland has a really important role. I know we're stubborn. We don't want to go away. So, have you been to other Occupy around? Have you been elsewhere? Do you watch what happens in other cities much? Because you're tracking this Eugene thing a little bit by talking to people, but.
Sure, on the internet.
So what's the situation right now about occupies different I guess occupancies? What are some status of folks? Because I don't know what's like. How's New York? What's going on in New York?
I guess they have some kind of office space. I think she said. This lady said our office is much cleaner. But July, I think. I don't know.
July. That's a major push. Is July.
July. Reoccupy.
Well, I've just believed that summer would bring upon a lot of, reoccupation. But will Homeland stomp us? Will they get all crazy and just really say, oh no, we have to defend the grass with stormtroopers and sound cannons? I mean, or are they gonna allow it? What's your prediction?
I guess I'm predicting they'll allow it in July. Yeah.
So what would be different that would make them not be spooked so badly by what we're trying to do here?
It would not make them be spooked so badly.
Or maybe it's pressure on them? Why would they treat it differently?
They'll get, smarter and more relaxed, and people who tend to side or identify more with Occupy will get smarter and more relaxed and won't, tend to spook them as much.
Right. Well, we definitely learned things by continuing what we're doing. I mean, as someone pointed out, we didn't know each other when we started. Now we do. People are connected with one another all sorts of ways. Phone numbers in our, auto dials and online and so forth. A lot of people are living in the same house now that hadn't been. So that's different, you know. And I guess we're not such a big unknown to our city, although I felt like the police have gotten creepier with us. I mean, more aggro, more open about their personal vendettas and strangeness, but not all of them. But you can overhear conversations with cops that are just scary. So that's not good.
But I don't know if they're necessarily more so now than ever before, or not. It comes and goes in some.
Waves. Like, yeah, I haven't made a graph of the weird things that I hear and when. So it could be just that I'm more aware. Definitely. Well, I talk to more people too than I did. So of course I'm going to hear more things. Maybe I think the key is to offer the city the opportunity to get with this and help to shape it in a direction that will not cause them a feeling of danger, you know, or all that big unknown, because there's a lot of things that are negotiable. And I don't think every single person wants 100% of everything right now. I think if there were gestures, the people would take some of that. And it seems like it would be a good idea, because we are going to occupy no matter what.
Gestures.
Yeah, like it's kind of a gesture in the fact that people are not being hassled out here. Maybe for political reasons, or it may simply be that there's not the businesses. Maybe the Portland Business Alliance is really the only driving force behind how everybody is being swept away into dark crevices of danger and illness. But it also could be that this has just been allowed to happen without being hassled, you know. Or it could be the pressure, because they would know that if we were not allowed to be here in front of our city hall protesting, you know, that we would pursue that, you know, and they would look bad. You know, they would look really bad to say, not in my backyard at City Hall. You know, you can go somewhere else, just not on our shiny doorstep. And that might be why we're still here. But I don't know. I look at it, we can go the easy way or we can go the hard way. Easy way is where we cooperate and negotiate a little bit, but without backing down for our goals. That means I'm not going to agree to just be on private property. And I'm not going to ask for a permit, because that's my constitution, and you actually should have a permit to be writing all your rules all the time. And I don't see how they can write so many rules. Just write them up and insist. So, you know, there's certain non-negotiables. But I don't know. If somebody said, hey, here's a list of parks, or here's a list of spaces, and the city had input, I would have no objection to that. Would you? Giving the city some input on where we occupied? If it was downtown.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. So there's a chance that we could actually hand them a plan, you know, ahead of time, and talk, meetings and so forth, and say this is going to happen in July. And it's going to be big because it's summer, you know. Everybody's going to be outside. You know, everybody's energized in the summer. So it's going to happen nationally.
Well, internationally.
Internationally, yeah. And you know, Portland doesn't have to follow Homeland's, you know, intent of if they did want to squash us. You know, I don't feel like we couldn't stand up for ourselves as a city and say, no, we disagree. This freedom is important, and we publicly state. I mean, we have some sovereignty as a state, though it's been eroded a lot, but we have some ability. We're already known for being a little different out here, you know, a little independent. So we could encourage the mayor and the mayors of all these cities around here to just have some guts and stand up for the values of your people. But it's not really the value of the public. Right now, throw one rock, drop one candy wrapper, and a lot of people in the public are, you know, disqualifying an entire movement, you know. Very strange. You're very optimistic. When you've talked about the Novelty Acceleration Group, you seem very optimistic. What made you feel hope and optimism initially about this movement?
About
Occupy and maybe just the times, but I would say Occupy mostly, yeah. What made you feel like this was a forward move that's occurring? Yeah.
It just seems pretty kind of on the face of it, you know, apparent if you've got people gathering together and enjoying each other's company, that this seems okay and positive.
So like the heart of it is genuine and good. Therefore, you believe that the outcome will probably be a positive one. You have a lot of trust, it sounds like. I mean, I get that feeling. I get a feeling of trust in a positive outcome by the very nature of what's driving us.
Yeah, and it's up to us, so we're programming it as we go along, so if we, you know, can change it by our everything, intention and expectation.
Which is kind of the vigil
Mm-hmm.
right there. I mean, it began with the idea of directly impacting our situation, this camping ban in particular, something that could be done, you know, and with prayer. And for those who don't call it prayer, don't like that term for, you know, I don't know. I've heard atheists who talk about prayer, and I've heard atheists who don't, you know, but the other word I think that I like to think of is intention, like you just said. We're really focusing all of that to directly impact. And then there's, of course, the indirect impact of the fact that I go on the bus, I go on the train, and I say, I'm going to the vigil at City Hall, and they say, oh, for the homeless? Yeah. You heard about it? We've been on the news a lot here at the vigil. So, but you know about this representation of intention and focus that the vigil is. So something like that, except the greater Occupy, the greater movement, you think that focus is what's going to, if we keep it up, that's going to move that mountain. So I know that there's a lot of stubborn people. I mean, stubborn in the sense that we will not be Oh, that was, I remember the summer of 2012 when I cared. And now I'm gonna play badminton instead or something, that's not gonna happen. We're pretty much, committed to this change. I don't know anybody who's gonna just move on. That was a phase, What was your experience over at camp? Did you live there?
Yeah, a lot of the time I was only there at night.
Night was loud.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of that? Did you get any sleep? Were you able to sleep through the drums and the raves and the, all that? That's good.
Praise God.
So, yeah, what was your overall experience at camp? Anything you miss? Like in particular?
Oh, well, you know the Dave Campbell for mayor. I've been seeing it on the sidewalks, people drawing in chalk, Dave Campbell for mayor. And I just saw a bust of his head.
What is David Campbell?
He was in the tent next to the tent that I was in. But,
So this is a guy. He's running against Cameron. We're gonna have Occupy versus
he's not
Occupy.
really running, but
He's not.
somebody's pushing.
Wait, is David the David that was in the teepee, the giant teepee with J Monkey and Emma,
Oh,
or different David?
probably too.
Okay, because that guy made drums. No. Okay. I miss that guy.